Hello, my name is Nadia and I have worked as a SEO specialist for about 3 years. And now I will tell you about 5 most common technical SEO rules that can be useful for web developers. SEO is search engine optimization, the process of making your site better for search engines. The most important thing in getting a good rank in Google is to make your website attractive, useful, and original. Your role as a developer is to ensure that your site is accessible and smooth for users while being exposed to Google. I will tell you about Google because now in 2020 it's one of the most trafficked search engines in the world. This guide won't provide any secrets that will automatically rank your site first in Google. But following the best practice outlined below will hopefully make it easier for search engines to crawl, index, and understand your content. Let's start. The first one is to keep your staging or development site out of the index. Indexed means the process of downloading a site or a page's content to the server or the search engine, thereby adding it to its index. There are many actions you can take to keep visitors and search engines off web services and other sensitive areas of the site. Here are the options. Good practice is using HTTP authentication. Anything you want to keep out of the index should include server-side authentication. Requiring authentication for access is the preferred method of keeping out users and search engines. The next good way is IP whitelisting, allowing only known IP addresses, such as those belonging to your network, clients, and so on, is another great step in securing your website. The next way is not good, but it's possible. It using noindex or disallow in robots.txt. With the disallow directive, you are telling search engines not to crawl the page, but that doesn't keep them from indexing the page. It's not always to secure your website, but it was the most popular, and my recommendation is using HTTP authentication. It is simple and secure. The next one is to analyze the load speed of your website. Speed is very important for a website. It's so important that Google has made it an actual ranking factor. Google has taken action to improve the loading speed of website by providing a set of tools for developers and webmasters. One of these tools is Google Lighthouse. Page speed inside is powered by Lighthouse, but provides information in an easy-to-follow format on a web page. You can see recommendations in these services like modify CSS, JavaScript, and HTML, and it was files you should do it. Also, you can improve speed of your site to do next points. To compress and modify your code, reduce page redirects, remove render blocking JavaScript, use tree shaking, leverage browser caching, use a CDN, leverage pre-connect, pre-fetch, and preload. Analyze your critical rendering path performance for additional opportunities in Chrome DevTools. Compress your images and experiment with quality settings. Explore lazy loading. Keep JavaScript bundles small, especially for mobile devices. Small bundles improve speed, lower memory usage, and reduce CPU costs. Use server-side or pre-rendering to improve site speed, user experience, and travel accessibility. Use Chrome DevTools Performance tab to test your runtime performance and network routing to simulate different device capabilities. One is to check if your site is mobile-friendly. The number of mobile searches is exploding. In fact, 53% of all searches in Google are now done from a mobile device. Needless to say, mobile is the future of search. And that's probably why Google is overhauling their entire algorithm to focus on mobile search. There are 3 ways to implement a mobile website: responsive web design, adjusted for screen size; dynamic surveys different content based on a user's device; separate URLs, different URLs that serve mobile optimized content, but it's not advised. Check to see if your site is mobile friendly in mobile friendly test. Best practice is considered that your mobile version should display the same content as your desktop site. Page title tags and meta descriptions should remain the same. Use the meta name viewport tag in the head of your page to tell the browser how to adjust the content. Increase speed by optimizing the critical rendering path using HTTPS, eliminating rendering block resources, removing unused CSS, and off-screen images. The next recommendation is to handle errors and error pages on website. A 404 page or error page is the content a user sees when they try to reach a non-existent page on your website. In the page your server displays when it can't find the URL requested by the user. It is really important for a page that doesn't exist to return a 404 status code. If it returns a 200 code, Google might index it, and it will be duplicated content that is not good. My recommendations for this page are: customize your 404 page and save main navigation. The second, add links to the most popular pages in blog, for example, or in the best sellers. Be creative with your 404 page. If it put a smile on the user's face, it might even be better than if they landed on the right page. Also, I do recommend regular monitoring. Go and look through your crawl logs. Go and look through your request logs and find out if you have a lot of pages that are 404 code. Use human-readable URL structure. URLs or web address consist of a protocol, domain name, and path, and has the following basic format. Why it's important for SEO? The first reason is a well-crafted URL provides both humans and search engines an easy-to-understand indication of what the destination page will be about. Also, URLs are a minor ranking factor search engines use when determining a particular page of resources relevance to a search query. Main recommendations for web addresses are: the first, to choose human-readable URLs with descriptive keywords. Look at these examples. On IMDb you can see unclear destination, and the beta variant is in the second case. Use short addresses. After 512 pixels, Google will cut your URL in their results. A good rule is to keep your URLs as short as you can. Exclude dynamic parameters when possible. All the URLs can include ID numbers and codes. The best practice is to use words that people can comprehend. Avoid the use of URL parameters if possible, as they can create issues with tracking and duplicate content. When necessary for readability, use hyphens to separate words. URLs should not use underscores, spaces, or any other characters to separate words. Use lowercase letters. In some cases, uppercase letters can cause issues with duplicate pages. I would like to tell you more examples of best practice, but without details. Check your redirect issues, temporary redirects, redirect chains, and meta refreshes. Avoid invisible, barely visible, or hiding text and links. If you need to change the page URL, be sure to set up a redirect to a new page, especially if this page is already old. Set rich snippets and structured data. Add a click-to-call link. Check your code in W3C validator and fix them. I told not all main information for developers with SEO, but another relevant information you should hear from your webmaster. We haven't got common rules and all sites are individual. You can find more information on Google tutorials for webmasters. I will add link to description of this video. Goodbye!